On the news, federal government releases funds for Abuja-Kaduna-Kano Road, second Niger Bridge, bypasses and other projects. Aviation Minister Keyamo says EFCC investigating former Minister Hadi Sirika over Nigerian Air project. And Olaide Adelami sworn in as Oyo State Deputy Governor. Hello, welcome to News Now. I'm Simisola Atigun. We begin the news in the health sector, where the federal government has earmarked a total of 1.3 trillion naira in the 2024 fiscal year budget. However, this allocation represents 4.6% of the total budget of 28 trillion naira, deviating significantly from the 2001 Abuja Declaration's recommendation that African governments allocate a minimum of 15% of their annual budget to the health sector. The 15% benchmark set by the Abuja Declaration is intended to ensure adequate funding for healthcare services and infrastructure development to enhance the overall well-being of the populace. Both Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria referred to the budget allocation as inadequate, calling on all governments to increase budgetary allocations to the health sector. The budgetary allocation raises concerns about meeting the healthcare needs of the nation, especially given the persistent challenges faced by the sector. Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development Festus Keyamo has disclosed that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) is investigating the controversial Nigerian Air deal by the federal government during the tenure of his predecessor, Hadi Sirika. The national carrier was unveiled by Sirika just 3 days before the end of the Buhari administration and has been trailed by several controversies. This investigation by the Aviation Ministry marks a pivotal moment in the tumultuous history of the country's national carrier project, which has been marred by controversy and legal battles since its inception. Correspondent Chidi Igwe has more on the story.
Shortly after he was sworn in as minister, Keyamo faulted the deal by Sirika and suspended the whole arrangement, which he hurriedly unveiled a few days to the end of the administration of Buhari to enable proper audits of the contracts. The objections to the national carrier project dates back to 2023, when they filed a lawsuit against the former minister seeking to halt the project and revoke the air transport license previously granted to Nigerian Air by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. Expressing their satisfaction and solidarity with Minister Festus Keyamo's decision, the association had vehemently opposed the previous government's approach to the national carrier project. The AON spokesman Obiora Okonkwo emphasized the lack of transparency and flawed nature of the Nigerian Air project, saying that it was ill thought out. The project's opacity also faced scrutiny in a June meeting when Senator Biodun Olujimi, chairman of the Senate Aviation Committee, sought answers regarding the rushed unveiling of the national carrier on the last day of the Muhammadu Buhari's administration. Both the Senate and House of Representatives Committee on Aviation also labeled the launch of Nigerian Air as a fraud after an aircraft purportedly belonging to the national carrier was unveiled by Sirika at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport premises in Abuja on May 26. Adding to the project's complexity, in June 2023, the EFCC summoned Sirika for questioning, further fueling suspicions surrounding the initiative. The future of the Nigerian Air now hangs in balance as the nation awaits the outcome of the comprehensive review and the steps to be taken by the Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development under the leadership of Festus Keyamo. Meanwhile, the aviation minister also revealed that Tinubu's government did not have any plans to rejig any local airline to become the national carrier. Chidi Igwe, TV360 News, Lagos.
President Bola Tinubu has mandated the release of funds to resume construction on specific sections of the Abuja-Kaduna-Kano Road project, the second Niger Bridge bypasses and other critical highways. Minister of Works David Umahi disclosed this while conducting an inspection tour of road projects in Makurdi, Benue State. The inspection exercise covers various road projects, including the Kefi-Akwanga-Lafia-Maku Road reconstruction, Lafia bypass, and dualization of the Makurdi-Otukpo 9th Mile Enugu Road project, as outlined in the ministry's statement. Umahi reassured Nigerians that President Tinubu's administration is determined to enhance road infrastructure, a key catalyst for economic growth and national development. Still on infrastructure, off the back of the third mainland bridge rehabilitation, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, along with the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, have been on ground to inspect the ongoing repair in Lagos. During the inspection on Wednesday, Umahi inspected the ongoing relaying of asphalt on the bridge, which commenced at the Oworonshoki end of the 11.8-kilometer bridge, noting the quality of work by the contractor and encouraging them to maintain the quality of work. TV360 correspondent Oge Okekwe completes the story.
On January 9, 2024, the federal government closed the Third Mainland Bridge for comprehensive rehabilitation due to several failed portions. On Wednesday, January 31, 2024, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, and his counterparts, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, inspected the ongoing rehabilitation. Addressing journalists after the joint assessment tour of the Third Mainland Eko and Kata bridges, the minister blamed the dilapidated state of the Third Mainland Bridge on the lack of serious maintenance years after its constructions, but assures the failure of the bridge would be addressed.
On the Third Mainland Bridge, Kata Bridge, and is it Ido Bridge? Ido, yes, bridge. We have inspected Kata Bridge and we've inspected Third Mainland Bridge. Now, let's start with the Third Mainland Bridge. We have critical elements of the bridge structure that we are restoring. One is the deck. The deck over years, it's been decorated on top with varying thickness of asphalt, which provided undesirable super elevation and a lot of potholes ranging from 1 foot thickness to 6 inches thickness, whereas the bridge was designed to carry only 2 inches of asphalt overlay. Now, Mr. President has graciously put that the comprehensive work, 11 kilometers by 2 carriageways, and of course each carriageway consists of about 4 lanes. So we're doing that, and then we're going to change all the light to solar. We are going to put CCTV both under the bridge and on top of the bridge. We are remarking the finished work, and of course we are also painting the curbs. So it's going to be a classic, beautiful reinstated bridge when we finish. But we assure them that before the end of April, they will start using their bridges again.
On his part, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy commended the Minister of Works and his team of officials, adding that the government will ensure adequate funding for the project.
What we have done is we have come to reaffirm that our priorities in terms of spending are not misplaced. And looking at Third Mainland Bridge, looking at the critical repairs that need to be done, whatever we do to mobilize the funds will not be misplaced.
Umahi allayed the fear of road users in Lagos about the integrity of the 3 bridges, adding that work on the Third Mainland Bridge will be completed soon. On the installation of the solar-based street lights and the CCTV cameras on the bridges, Umahi described solar lights as very useful and strategic for road users. Ogechukwu Kekwe, TV360, Lagos.
Let's move to Oyo State, where a former Deputy Clerk of the National Assembly, Olaide Adelami, has been sworn in as the State Deputy Governor. Adelami was picked by the State Governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, as the Deputy Governor last week, after which his name was sent to the State House of Assembly for screening and ratification. At a ceremony held at the International Culture and Event Center, Akure, on Thursday, the new Deputy Governor was sworn in by the Chief Judge of the state, Justice Olusegun Odushola. Speaking at the inauguration, Governor Aiyedatiwa urged the new Deputy Governor to play the game according to the rules while in office and to shun all acts of corrupt practices. In furtherance of the reconciliatory meeting convened by President Babatunde in December towards a lasting solution to the feud between the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and the River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara in Abuja, a coalition of minority and indigenous ethnic groups in Nigeria has urged the minister to respect the conditions of the peace pact signed with Governor Fubara. A convener of the group, Okwa Dan, made the plea at a press conference on Thursday in Abuja. While urging Wike to give peace a chance and respect the agreement initiated by President Bola Tinubu, Dan lamented that the judiciary is being used to undermine the governor and humiliate his perceived loyalists. Also of immense concern to the group is the alleged plot to arraign the former Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Edison Ehie, who is now Chief of Staff to the governor.
The coalition of minority and indigenous ethnic groups in Nigeria has closely followed the implementation of this accord and is pleased to note that the Rivers State governor has implemented every single action point that pertains to him in the Rivers Peace document. This is quite commendable. It takes a unique strain of statesmanship to display such uncommon humility, to capitulate and accommodate others when he could have relied on the mandate that the people of Rivers gave him to renege. In the spirit of doing to the right side what has been done to the left side, which Wike himself, Crystal Inyendaba, we urge the Wike side of the schism to embrace the peace accord and do so with a human face. Wike side should give peace a chance under the circumstances as an appointee and ally of President Tinubu, who recognizes the importance of facilitating internal peace and security in Rivers State.
We'll take a break here, but coming up, Zuckerberg apologizes to families of kids harmed by social media as Senate grills tech CEOs. Details when we return.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
And wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the Go-To app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other Paper Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On Digi 360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
Digi 360, dissecting the issues.
Welcome back. Here's a recap of our top stories. The federal government has earmarked a total of 1.3 trillion naira for the health sector in the 2024 fiscal year budget of over 28 trillion naira. However, this allocation represents 4.6% of the total budget, deviating significantly from the 2001 Abuja Declaration recommendation that African governments allocate a minimum of 15% of their annual budget to the health sector. Both the Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria referred to the budget allocation as inadequate, calling on all governments to increase budgetary allocations to the health sector. We also told you that Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development Festus Keyamo has disclosed that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) is investigating the controversial Nigerian Air deal by the federal government during the tenure of his predecessor Hadi Sirika. The national carrier was unveiled by Sirika just 3 days before the end of Buhari's administration and has been trailed with several controversies. This investigation by the Aviation Ministry marks a pivotal moment in the tumultuous history of the country's national carrier project, which has been marred by controversy and legal battles since its inception.
Corruption not in my country.
Hello, Alhaji. Right now I'm in Abuja. No. Hello? Adamu. Right now I'm in Kano. Yes. When I get back, I will just call you. Look, what is wrong with you? I'm talking on the phone and you are gesticulating and doing. What's wrong with you?
Daddy, where exactly are we as we speak?
Are you alright? This is Lagos.
Well, you just lied to someone that we're in Abuja.
Keep quiet. Who told you you can tell an elderly person is lying?
Daddy, you just lied. And by lying, you're raising corrupt children for the future of Nigeria. That is corruption, not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. Okoyemi Owosheni is on standby to give us more stories in business. Over to you, Okoyemi.
Thank you, Simisola. Welcome to Business News. In the world of business, amid pressing concerns about the state of the economy and the sharp decline of the naira in the foreign exchange market, the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions has summoned the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, to appear before it next Tuesday. The governor and his team are expected to explain the state of the economy, hyperinflation, and the fall of the naira, which reached an all-time low of 1,520 naira to a US dollar on Wednesday. Speaking with journalists after the meeting behind closed door at the National Assembly, Senator Adeotokunbo Abiru said the state of the economy, especially the inflation index, was of great concern to the lawmakers. Still on business, the executive governor of Gombe State, Muhammad Yaya, has urged investors and other stakeholders to take advantage of the investment opportunities in the state. Yaya, who was accorded the honor of ringing the closing gong on the floor of the Nigerian Exchange Limited (NGX), said Gombe hoped to raise 30 billion green bond in advancing its economy. He encouraged investors to come and invest in Gombe State, noting that the state remains an investment destination for all, as it is safe with a good return on investment.
We are expecting to raise about 30 billion naira for the start, and we may break it into segments, but that's our intention. And we are sure with the support we saw and the acceptance that we've gotten from the floor and from the chief stakeholders, we are going to hit our target. Capital market is the ideal place for any investor, either government, which is the public, or private, because that is where it matters. That is where there are resources, and that is where people that can manage, and take it to the future are living and making it. So that's why we decided to come, and it's very robust these days, especially with the reforms introduced by the market, stimulated by the actions of Mr. President. And Nigerian Stock Exchange, or Nigerian Exchange, is really a key player globally. And with the alliance and support with the other international markets, I think we are good to go. We are in the center of the Northeast. There is access to market, and we are relatively peaceful. In fact, the #1 state in terms of peace and cordiality in Nigeria. So we have every reason and every ground to invite investors, because we give them guarantee for their security and the security on their investment and return on their investment.
So we just signed an agreement with the Gombe State government to position Gombe as the technology hub for Northeast Nigeria. We've signed an MOU to build infrastructure in Gombe. We'll build fiber optic network in Gombe, also a data center right in Gombe State, in order to prepare Gombe to be the hub for Northeast Nigeria and also the country as a whole.
We'll go on a break and be back with stock market report. Nigeria stock market reversed previous day losses after starting the new month of February on a positive note. The market rose by 1.63% as investors bought shares of GTCO and Champs PLC. The market breadth also ended on a positive note as 53 stocks advanced and 18 stocks declined. So GTCO led the gainers with a 10% share appreciation, closing at 14 naira 70 kobo, followed closely by Champs PLC, which closed at 2 naira 64 kobo. Now, at the end of the fourth weekday of trading session on the Nigerian Stock Exchange (NGX), a total of 861 million volumes of shares were exchanged in 12,851 deals, corresponding to a market value of over 12 billion were traded. Now, a shift to a select global stock reverses the case for a select global stock, as only the US Dow Jones ended in a bullish trade at 0.054%, leaving the UK FTSE and Japan's Nikkei in a bearish trade at 0.090%. and 0.76%. Well, that's it on both business and stock market reports. Back to you, Simisola, for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much, Okoyemi. Another foreign scene, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg has apologized to parents in the audience of his Senate online child safety hearing who say Instagram contributed to their children's suicides or exploitation. Lawmakers grilled Zuckerberg and the CEOs of TikTok, Discord, X, and Snap at the Senate Judiciary Committee hearing called Big Tech and the Online Child Sexual Exploitation Crisis. He has been under intense scrutiny and criticism over the years around child safety issues on Meta's platforms. Zuckerberg faced perhaps the toughest line of questioning at the hearing, with senators pressing him about non-consensual sexually explicit images of children on Instagram, drug deaths linked to his social media platforms, and an array of other issues. Entertainment report is up next.
Nigerian sensational singer Aara breaks YouTube history as Rush becomes the first solo song by a female Nigerian artist to exceed 300 million views on YouTube. The Benin-born Nigerian singer, since breaking into the mainstream in 2019, has risen to commercial success to become one of Nigeria's biggest artists. She has achieved a significant milestone by being the first female Nigerian artist to have a music video for the hit song Rush cross 300 million views on YouTube. Rush was released in 2022 and it instantly received commercial acclaim both locally and internationally. In Nigeria, Rush reached the summit of the Turntable Top 100. Aara is getting ready for the 2024 Grammy Awards, where her hit single is being nominated for the first ever Best African Song Performance, along with hit songs by Davido, Burna Boy, and fellow Nigerian superstars Asake and Olamide. Popular Yoruba comic actor Babatunde Bernard, also known as Babati, has accused his colleague comedian Cheyilo of intellectual theft. Babati made the allegation in his latest interview on the Honest Bunch podcast. He said that he and Cheyi had formerly been the closest of friends, but their friendship ended when he learned about the comedian's questionable behavior. According to the actor, when a friend informed him that Cheyilo had used one of his jokes for the open mic section on the IAY show, he claimed he couldn't believe it until it actually happened in front of him. And that's it on the entertainment segment of News Now. Okpayemi Owosheni, TV360 News, Lagos.
And in sports, barring any last-minute injuries, Super Eagles head coach Jose Peseiro says the team will stick to the same lineup and tactics for his side's quarterfinal clash with Angola. Peseiro switched to a 3-4-3 formation following the Super Eagles' 1-1 draw with Equatorial Guinea in their opening fixture at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON. The three-time champions look to earn a place in the semi-finals when they square up against the Palancas Negras at the Felix Houphouët-Boigny Stadium, Abidjan, on Friday. That's it on News Now. Many thanks for watching. See you next time.